you pretty much will almost never regret not saying something. But you will always, most of your regrets will come from saying something. There might be a time when, in fact, you do regret, man, I should have said something. He said, but that's like 1 out of 100, if even that, maybe less. He said, but you will always feel regret primarily from when you uttered something that you knew you shouldn't. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said that man samata naja. Whoever is quiet is saved. Whoever is quiet, they're fine. Right? The only time that we talk as Muslims is when our contribution is better than not contributing. As they say, 𝗟𝗞𝗞𝗘 Twitter on the internet, only speak when what you're saying is more beautiful than silence, right? The Prophet ﷺ said this a long time ago. He didn't need some hopeless romantic Twitter to write that. He said, مَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيَأْكُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. Whoever believes in Allah on the last day, one of the proofs of that is that they think, am I going to say something good? And if they're not, they're just like, I'm not going to say it at all. How many hearts have been broken by loose tongues? How many devastations within families have happened because how many people who were once close friends are no longer close because somebody slipped? And you know what's sad? The tongue is a really good liar. Meaning that sometimes you say things that even you don't mean. But now the damage is done, and how do you repair it? An apology is way more difficult than an injury. Think about it. It only takes a moment to inflict a wound on somebody, but how many weeks to heal it? Breaking a bone just can happen like that, but it takes 6 months to get better, and then PT and all that stuff. That's a metaphor for relationships, for the heart, for spirituality, all of that. Right? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I hope I got that right. So, the Prophet ﷺ tells us, know your limits. Right? The smart one knows their limits. And they don't ever try to push up on that. They don't try to cross that. They just say, you know what? This is my limit. And like we were talking about earlier, part of this is also knowing yourself.